Hey kids, we're going to talk a little bit today just for a few minutes about safety. I want to talk to you about how to be safe, how not to get hurt. But you notice we got a big pumpkin here too, so we're also going to change this pumpkin into a smiling jack-o'-lantern. Now for those of you that have seen me carve a pumpkin before, you'll know that I have one big rule, and that is they all have to be happy. They all have to be smiling. Now, coming up this weekend is Halloween. And many of your parents will allow you to go trick-or-treating. And it's a little bit special this year. As you see, I have a mask on. Because of the virus, because of a virus going around that can make you sick, many of you may not go trick-or-treating. But if you do, we want to share some safety tips with you, some things that can keep you from getting hurt. One of which is if you're around people, wear the mask. Wear the mask. Don't walk up to someone's door or be around your friends without your mask on. This helps the air that you're breathing not bring the virus into your body. Right now we're going to get started on this pumpkin. It's a plain old pumpkin, but we're going to change it into something else. So I think what I'm going to do, let's pick a good side. I think this is a good side, and we're going to draw a face on it. Now while I'm doing this, I want to talk to you though about trick-or-treating. For those of you that are going to go trick-or-treating, you have to remember that you'll be trick-or-treating, you'll be going door to door in a street. And the street or the road is made for one thing. It's made for cars and trucks and motorcycles and buses. It's not really made for little people to be walking around. So you have to be very, very careful. Make sure that you're with an adult. Make sure you're not out there by yourself. And you need to remind your parents of that. Say, hey, we want you to go with us. When you are trick-or-treating, be very careful that you're not walking in the street any more than you have to. And I want to talk about how you can go from house to house. If you're walking down the street and there are a lot of houses on this side, and there are also a lot of houses on this side, don't go back and forth every time you leave a house, cross the street. Leave this house, cross the street. Leave this house, cross the street. The safest way is to trick-or-treat all of the houses on one side of the street. Just cross the street one time, very carefully, looking both ways, and then trick-or-treat down the other side of the street. That way you're only crossing the street one time. Wear light-colored clothes. Wear something bright, light-colored that's easy to see. Don't wear those masks that cover your face. If you're wearing a mask that completely covers your face, where all you have is the little eyeballs, it's very hard to see cars and trucks coming up from the side. So don't have your face covered. You can paint your face, do different things like that, but don't actually wear a mask that covers your face. Now let's get back to the jack-o'-lantern, and let's see, we're drawing a face. Now, before we start carving the face, we have to do the most important part, and that is we have to get all the insides out of it. So we're going to cut a little hole in the top, give him a little hat, and we pull it out. Ugh. Pumpkin seeds. Have any of you ever eaten pumpkin seeds? Some of your parents or your teachers may talk to you about that. You can roast pumpkin seeds and actually eat them. I wouldn't eat them raw. All right, we're gonna get the spoon and carve this out. Can you remember what we talked about so far though? Don't zigzag back and forth across the street. Trick-or-treat to all the houses on one side of the street, then trick-or-treat to the houses on the other side of the street. And while you're trick-or-treating, make sure you wear light-colored clothes. That's like bright colors that are easy for a driver to see. It'd be real good if you had a flashlight with you. If the adult that's with you maybe carried a flashlight. So with that flashlight, other people could see you and you could see them better. It's always best to only go to doors that have their light on, or they have a jack-o'-lantern out front. If the house is dark and there's no pumpkin out front, they're probably not participating in trick-or-treating. So it'd be a good idea not to go to that house. Go to another one that does have the light on, maybe has the jack-o'-lantern out front. Are y'all ready to see what was in here? How about that? Now, for any of you that have ever eaten a pumpkin pie, this is not what the pie is made out of. Pumpkin pie is made out of this part. We have to get all the insides out in order to make a good jack-o'-lantern. And then we're going to carve the eyes and the nose and the mouth, and he's going to be a smiling jack-o'-lantern. All right. Now, it's time to make a face on him. Now, some of you, when you're trick-or-treating, when you're with the adult, you have to remember that a lot of people are wearing masks and face coverings, like I would suggest that you not wear, so they can't see you that well. So make sure you keep an eye on your parent or your grandparent, whoever's with you, an older brother or sister. Make sure you know where they are at all times. Now we're going to make some eyes. There's one. You know, the school has allowed me to come carve pumpkins for the schools since your parents were in school. I've been doing this a very long time and have enjoyed every one of them. This year is a little different because of the COVID virus. I can't actually go to all the schools, but I appreciate the school allowing me to do this and have it where you can actually watch it. And I hope you listen to some of the safety tips to keep you safe, because we don't want anybody to get hurt trick-or-treating. Now, what had been just a regular pumpkin just a few minutes ago is now a smiling jack-o'-lantern. So, we're gonna remember to not go back and forth across the street. Trick-or-treat down one side of the street, very carefully cross the street one time, and then come back down the other side. Wear light-colored clothes, something bright, something easy to see. Don't wear a mask that covers your whole face. Wear this kind of mask that protects your breathing. And now I'm going to leave you with the most important thing probably today, and it's going to be the hardest thing for you to do. Really going to be hard. When you're collecting your goodies and you're getting candy and different things, don't eat them while you're walking around. Wait until you get home and let a parent, let an adult look at every piece of candy, every treat that you get, and make sure it's something that you can eat. Some of you may be allergic to things. You may get a piece of candy that would have something in it that would give you a reaction. That means it would make you sick. So you let a parent or a grandparent, let some adult look at every piece of candy before you eat it. And have a good time. Enjoy being young, enjoy having a good time, and we'll leave this pumpkin at the school to be passed around. Hope you guys have a great Halloween.